love hip hop.
Let's get to this Kendrick Lamar stuff, man. Because Kendrick Lamar finally explained to us peasants down here in our mental earth over here, while he's there in his mental stratosphere. He finally came down and explained to us from the heavens what he meant by not like us. Thank you, Kendrick. What I'm going to do, instead of giving you a botched reading of this, is I'm going to let my homie Justin Hunt handle this business for us. All right. Let's pull up Justin Hunt's page, aka the company man, and let him do some of the reading for us.
What does not like us mean to you? Good question, actually. I actually appreciate this question. Here's what Kendrick said, laughing. Not like us. Not like us is the energy of who I am, the type of man I represent. Now, if you identify with the man that I represent, ... Scissor jumps in. Break the man down for me. Good follow-up. This man has morals. He has values. He believes in something. He stands on something. He's not pandering. I'm sorry. It's crazy how this battle is so easy to see everything through the lens of this battle, whether it comes from Kendrick or Drake or truthfully J. Cole, because I read this sentence. Chances are this conversation happened way before Port Antonio. Right. Definitely happened after the Dreamville apology or whatever he was doing on stage. J. Cole was doing on Dreamville Fest. But chances are this came out before Port Antonio. So, yeah.
And this is an interview that he did with this big magazine. I don't remember the name of the magazine. We'll find it in a second. But it was between him and SZA, him being Kendrick Lamar, obviously. Kendrick Lamar and SZA sat down. They did an exclusive interview where SZA's asking him questions, and they're kind of having more of a conversation than an interview. But I'll let Justin finish the reading here.
Ending on something, some not pandering. I don't know. 1 second applause for J. Cole. I added that. That's just my point of view. Nevertheless, Kendrick continues. He's a man who can recognize his mistakes and not be afraid to share the mistakes, and can dig deep down into fear-based ideologies or experiences to be able to express them without feeling like he's less of a man. That's a big thing. That's a big thing. You know, we live in this era of, apologies look like weakness.
Big salute to Justin. He's loving this answer.
Especially in the political landscape, especially in right-wing media, particularly in right-wing media. I think a lot of this stuff plays into the manosphere, a lot of manosphere conversations where, admitting that you were wrong or admitting that you were incorrect, a lot of times is viewed as weakness. A lot of times also it's just it's become a debate tactic to never say that you were wrong or to say that you got something wrong. But I actually really agree with what Kendrick said right here. He said he is a man who can recognize his mistakes and not be afraid to share the mistakes and dig deep down into fear-based ideologies or experiences to be able to express them without feeling like he's less of a man. That's a big one. I like that too. Kendrick, he continues. He says, if I'm thinking of not like us, I'm thinking of me and whoever identifies with that. Now and then SZA asks a question. Now, can I say something else in that realm, or you want me to get away from that? Can I ask you something else? And Kendrick says, is it mean? SZA says, no, it's more like, I thought it was really interesting that there was any.
They're doing a lot of dancing around this shit, man. Like, I know they're having an introspective conversation, and I respect it. I'm not a hater. I like knowledge. I'm not ignorant. But she asked you about the song. What does not like us mean? They not like us. Do you guys remember that song? Because it doesn't sound like a Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers or the Mr. Morale side of the Big Steppers album. It just sounds like a hot song for the club. You're calling the man a PDF file. You're saying that he's from Canada. You're saying he's a colonizer. And he doesn't understand the culture. You're not like us. I feel like that's a real concise elevator version of the answer. I know you're doing an interview / conversation, but am I wrong when it comes to that? Let me read this right here quick fast. Kenny doesn't owe anyone an explanation. All he needs is to make music and keep it moving. Well, he's giving SZA an explanation right now, fam. So I don't understand. Either say next question or no comment, but don't say, it's about integrity and about being a man and about the inner struggles of, just finding that source of wisdom. Bro, is the song about Drake? What about the lines that you're saying? What about the A minor shit? Like, what's up, bro? And SZA's she's not gonna press the nigga and be like, I hear you, fam. But what about those lines that you're saying about the homie right there? The guy that I make songs with too.
Any consensus at all that you might be an angry individual. For me, I don't find that energy that comes from you from an angry place. And actually, the last hour and change pretty much solidifies that it's almost from a yogic, monk like place. So when you feel the surge of energy in records like that, where is that root? Is it anger? Here's what Kendrick says. This is interesting.
Let's go, Kendrick. Give us our political explanation that we need. You know what? Maybe I'm too stupid to understand. That's what it is. I'm not intellectually developed enough. That's what it is for real. You're a layman. You're an ingrate. You don't understand these types of things, Friday. And you're Canadian. How could you understand what Kendrick is talking about? Let the man explain what not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Let's go into the depth of they not like us for real, for real.
I don't believe that I'm an angry person, but I do believe in love and war. And I believe they both need to exist. I think J. Cole should understand that. And my awareness of that allows me to react to things, but not identify with them as who I am. Just allowing them to exist and allowing them to flow through me. That's what I believe. Word up. SZA says, I'm going to quit while I'm ahead before I say something crazy.
Why would she say that? Right? Because I feel like she wants a little bit more out of that answer.
Kendrick says, okay, now let me see what's going on with you, man. What I've always loved about you and respected
he flipped that. He flipped it.
About you is your ability to fully express yourself. How have you been able to navigate that through your music? Do you dread it coming out through certain lyrics? SZA says, I wrote a song last summer that was too honest and I couldn't put it out.
Man, okay. These guys are gonna piss me off, man. And this is not me being OVO lawyer or anything like this. I mess with Kendrick's music too. I've said this on this platform many times. Even Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers didn't like that as much as the other albums, but I say that to say I've listened to all his albums and lived with them. So I'm not like one side or the other. Obviously, being here in Toronto and having communication with Drake, I mess with Drake's music more. I have more Drake music. He has more music. Just period. His music is for more uses for me. But when Kendrick drops, I listen. So I'm not a Kendrick hater. That's what my point is. I'm not a Kendrick hater, okay? Just keep that in mind. But broski, let me pull up this article here. All right, like, you think that he would have gotten away with this if he was sitting with Charlemagne the God? Give me some other names that maybe he could have sat with that would have been able to get to the shits. Joe Button, maybe? I know he ain't gonna go sit with Friday Ricky Dread. I'm not even gonna put myself in the running. We ain't. Not even that we're not big enough, because they would go for a small platform too, like a bootleg Kev or something, or smaller, like a bootleg Kev. But I just whatever. We're in Canada. Elliot Wilson, Young Money says. I know Elliot Wilson was like, bruh, hello. But any of these names that you guys are suggesting over here in the chat, I think would have really, they would have been like, bruh. Corey Holcomb, I don't know about that. Corey Holcomb would have crashed out if he heard that answered. That was the most trashiest answer I ever heard. Goodest nigga. And the name of the magazine here, okay, Harper's Bazaar. A lot of people are kind of mad that he didn't go to one of the quote unquote black media outlets. And they did cover that base by making sure that SZA did the interview with him, which is a smart move. But it's well done as far as just the way everything looks. Like, this is a crazy photo shoot. And from what I've known, or from what I've heard about this magazine, it's like what you call it? I guess a very woman-centric magazine. So the way they flipped everything over here, like, he's thinking. And he's keeping his image clean. If he was to sit with, let's say, one of the regular names, the podcasters, or if he was to just pull like a Kai Cenat or some shit like that, I think too many of these people are not problematic, but can get canceled anytime before he gets into the Super Bowl shit. Let me see about this Not Like Us question here. They talk about a lot of shit in here. To be honest, the fans don't care. Common Gang Strong. How many of y'all, one in the chat if you read this whole interview, two in the chat if you did not? Okay. I'm trying to find the whole Not Like Us part here. Not Like Us mean to you. Break that down for me. If I'm thinking of Not Like Us, I'm thinking of me and whoever identifies with that. So when he's thinking of Not Like Us, he's thinking of him, not us. Even though he had that whole concert with everybody from California, bringing the hoods together, everybody was blood walking and crip walking on the stage. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. He was talking about him from the inside. It says no, so I'm not going to read through all of this. I don't believe I'm an angry person, but I do believe in love and war. Justin read all of that part. I just want to see if there's anything he missed or he skipped over. Yeah. This nigga might have to go into politics, because from right there, he just flips the shit over. Pause. No pause. Yeah, he just flipped the question right back over to her. So what's going on with you? Let's not talk about Not Like. Enough about me. What's happening with you? What's going on in your life? Don't worry about that little old song. That's nothing. What do y'all think Drake should do?
We love hip hop.